we are as congressmen, we have the right to reach to our Congress party office at 24 Akbar Road, and we are planning to reach. I am planning to reach to the Congress office at 9:30, and Mr. Gandhi is going to appear before the ED in a no FIR and a bogus case. If we wanted to show our solidarity with our leader. Therefore, we had asked him that if he comes to the party office, we'll also meet him, and then he will go to the ED office. In that thing, what is the Delhi police? Why they are worried? We don't know. Why to our party office? When we go to our party office, why they are afraid? That's our problem. When there is the case and other facts, and the facts of the case is different. But as a democratic right, we have the right to go to our party offices, and we have the right to protest also. But the Delhi police is, as you can see from India Today, that Delhi police has sealed the whole area of New Delhi, and they put a lot of police into it. Is news, and it shows that the Hitler Goebbels version 2 is happening in India, and we are able to see that thing, that the politics and the pressure using the police is imminent, which is called as the Gujarat model, is being replicated in Delhi by the Home Minister Mr. Amit Shah. Is very disturbing, and it shows that they are so much afraid and so much into a different mode to put pressure on the congressmen.
Mr. Tagore, has there been any communication from the Delhi police as to why they're denying permission to the Congress for this particular march? Can you confirm for us, despite that, your party will go ahead with the march today?
No, there is no confirmations to me, because I'm just yesterday night only I reached Delhi, and today morning when I woke up and we got the news from the India Today and others that this is happening, and we are not being issued any kind of notices or something personally, individually. I'm in my MP flat, and it shows that the visuals, the heavy deployment of police in the Congress office, in Mr. Rahul Gandhi's office, residence, all this kind of shows that how much they are under pressure, and police and all other institutions, Delhi police, ED, all other institutions are being under pressure from the top two of the country, and they want to use all other forces to silence the voices. That is the most disturbing part of it, and we are not at all violent in our nature. We wanted to show our solidarity in a peaceful way. Who stops that peaceful part? And who can stop me from going to my party office? Is my party office, 24 Akbar Road, is my Congress party office. And why Delhi police should stop that thing, which is not at all right. They will stop the BJP people from going to the BJP office. They won't. But congressmen, why we are treated like this? Why we are being stopped from doing our work to the party office? I will also go at 9:30. I plan to go at 9:30 to party office. I'll also go there, and I'll show the solidarity, and let the police, Delhi police wants to arrest us. They can do it. We will be, as peaceful Gandhi followers, will protest against the injustice done to Mr. Gandhi.
Okay, that's a big statement from you, Mr. Tagore. You're saying this is a peaceful protest. If the BJP was doing the same thing, they'd have been granted permission. And we're going to try to put that question also to authorities to find out why permission has been denied for your protest. But I also want to get your word of what the BJP has to say about this. They're saying that this is a corruption case against the Gandhis. Why has this become a political stunt for the Congress? What are they showing off about here?
Where is the corruption? We have to ask the BJP that where is the corruption? It is the National Herald is the Congress property, and Jawaharlal Nehru and all other congressmen has formed that thing, and it has been running for years. And after Jawaharlal Nehru being the Prime Minister, it had a different administration with the Congress freedom fighters and others, and it ran into losses because they were not able to, even the National Herald was not able to give salaries to the journalists and to the employees of National Herald. Therefore, National Herald took loan from the Congress party for around 50 times or something in different installments from the Congress party to save its employees. Where is the corruption comes? BJP only sees corruption in everything. They can help Adani in Sri Lanka. Rajapaksa, Modi can speak to Rajapaksa for Adani's contract. There is no corruption in that thing. They can give the airports. There is no corruption in it. They can give the ports. There is no corruption in it. They can give the retail market. There is no corruption in it. They can give the power sector. There is no corruption in it. They can give the oil pipeline to Mr. Adani. There is no corruption into it. What they are speaking, they see in only corruption in everything except their thing. It is very unfortunate. BJP friends should wake up from these kind of wrong allegations. The National Herald is a Congress property. Let us not forget about it. Where corruption comes, if BJP, if there is RSS or BJP's property, something is happening in their institutions, how you can call it as corruption? It's very unfortunate to call this corruption. There is no case. It's no FIR. It's a bogus case. There is no case at all. Just want to harass Mr. Gandhi and Mrs. Gandhi. They are doing it like this.
Okay, so Mr. Manikyam Tagore, they're telling us that they will definitely go ahead with their protest. If they arrest us, so be it. But we will continue with our peaceful march. Mr. Manikyam Tagore, you're going to be there joining this massive rally, this massive march by the Congress party in Delhi today. So I'd like to thank you for taking the time out and joining us early this morning here on India Today. So the Congress saying, confirming to us that despite the Delhi police saying that permission is not granted for this march, the Congress workers will still gather in large numbers. They'll show their solidarity for their leader, Rahul Gandhi, as he's all set to appear before the Enforcement Directorate this morning. In about 1.5 hours from now, in fact, we're putting the countdown also out on our screens, Rahul Gandhi is going to be appearing before the ED. This is in the National Herald case, dates back to 2012, and the ED has summoned him to record his statement in this issue. This is over money laundering allegations in the National Herald case. Sonia Gandhi has also been asked to appear before the ED, considering that she's been diagnosed with COVID, was also hospitalized yesterday. She will appear by June 23rd. In a major show of solidarity, Congress has decided to stage protests not just in Delhi, but also across the country. So pan-India protests, and these protests will happen outside 25 ED offices. Just ahead of the grilling, Delhi police also were seen detaining Congress workers who were sloganeering in support of Rahul Gandhi. As I mentioned, permission for this protest hasn't been granted. Political fireworks are expected with the Delhi police barring this march. A war of words between the BJP and Congress has also broken out amid the grand old party crying political witch hunt over these summons. Rahul Gandhi has been summoned and is going to be questioned in the National Herald case. Just to briefly sum up what this case is all about, it pertains to the probe into alleged financial irregularities in the Congress-promoted Young Indian that now owns the National Herald newspaper.
नेशनल हेरल्ड मामले में 5,000 करोड़ का घोटाला करने के बाद उसे स्वीकारने के बजाय किस प्रकार से पब्लिक की संपत्ति को पारिवारिक संपत्ति बनाकर लूटा गया, सत्याग्रह तो अन्याय के खिलाफ लड़ने के लिए था। आज कांग्रेस पार्टी ने स्कैमाग्रह का इस्तेमाल भ्रष्टाचारियों को बचाने के लिए किया है, और ये मार्च ऑफ सॉलिडारिटी नहीं, ये मार्च ऑफ करप्शन, हिपोक्रेसी एंड शेमलेसनेस है।
डेमोक्रेसी में और क्या होता है? पक्ष और विपक्ष, और विपक्ष को वो नेस्तनाबूद करना चाहते हैं, खत्म करना चाहते हैं, फिर डेमोक्रेसी कहाँ रहेगी? कांग्रेस मुक्त भारत की बात करते थे मोदी जी, तो ये जो बात है, आज सारी एजेंसियां जो है, क्या वो सीबीआई, इनकम टैक्स, ईडी, डीआरआई, जुडिशरी, सब पे इतना दबाव बना रखा है इन लोगों ने, निष्पक्ष होकर वो काम करना चाहें तो नहीं कर सकता है।
जो जांच एजेंसी है वो अपना काम कर रही है, और उचित होगा कि जांच एजेंसी के सामने जो वस्तु स्थिति है, अगर उन्होंने भ्रष्टाचार नहीं किया है, अगर वो इन आरोपों को खारिज करने की परिस्थिति में साक्ष्य प्रस्तुत कर सकते हैं अपनी बात कह करके, तो अपॉर्चुनिटी उनके सामने है। लेकिन उसके बावजूद जो बात कहनी चाहिए उनको जांच एजेंसी के समक्ष, वहां के बजाय कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि लोगों के बीच में इसको मुद्दा बना करके एक प्रयत्न किया जाए ताकि लोगों का ध्यान बांटा जाए।
अपने आप को कानून व्यवस्था में मानने वाले, कहने वाले, कानून व्यवस्था को लेकर दुहाई देने वाले आज कानून व्यवस्था के विरोध में जाकर खड़े होंगे। मूल मुद्दे पर आए कि वो 90 करोड़ रुपया या कांग्रेस वर्कर का जो पैसा था उसको अपनी कंपनी में ले जाकर आपने कोई हजारों करोड़ रुपए का प्रॉपर्टी हड़पने की कोशिश की नेशनल हेराल्ड की, उसका जवाब नहीं दे रहे। इस सबसे होने वाला नहीं। कानून से हिसाब से चलेगा, कानून व्यवस्था के हिसाब से काम करेगी। उत्तर तो अंतगतवा कांग्रेस परिवार को देना ही पड़ेगा।
The National Herald money laundering case continues to haunt the Gandhis. Rahul and Sonia Gandhi in Enforcement Directorate crosshairs. Congress MP Rahul Gandhi, out on bail in the case, faces ED questions. The Congress is using Rahul's questioning to claim a witch hunt against the Gandhi family, with a solidarity march with Rahul Gandhi to the ED office, and a big show of strength by organizing protest in multiple places across India, including regional offices of the Enforcement Directorate.
बीजेपी नेता या किसी दूसरे बीजेपी नेता पे कभी ED नहीं होता। तो इस प्रकार का 1 रुपया 1 चेहरा जो ED है, ये साफ ये प्रकाश करता है कि ये सिर्फ एक राजनीतिक उनको इंस्ट्रक्शन दिया गया है और राजनीतिक उद्देश्य से आज गांधी परिवार के सदस्यों पे ED का नोटिस आया।
The BJP has mocked the Congress over its defense of Rahul Gandhi, calling it a political stunt to save scamsters who have embezzled 5,000 crore rupees.
महात्मा गांधी बापू, पूज्य बापू जहां भी देख रहे होंगे, आज उनके आत्मा को भी तकलीफ हो रही होगी कि ये जो नकली गांधी हैं, ये किस प्रकार से नकली सत्याग्रह करके मुझे अपमानित कर रहे हैं, मुझे बदनाम कर रहे हैं। Accept that you have looted this country worth 5,000 crore.
The Congress claimed misuse of political agencies to settle political scores. The BJP hit back, saying that law can't be different for the Gandhis.
राहुल जी को और सोनिया जी को किस बात का डर है? क्या छिपाना चाहते हैं? क्यों दबाव बनाना चाहते हैं? क्यों इतना डर पैदा हो रहा है कि ईडी के सामने आने के लिए? अगर उन्होंने कुछ गलत नहीं किया तो छिपाने का क्या है? और अगर गलत किया तो हिसाब देना ही चाहिए। आखिरकार देश के लिए कानून एक बराबर है। ये कार्रवाई हो रही है और इसके चलते उनको अपने बयान दर्ज भी कराने चाहिए और देश के सामने सच्चाई भी आनी चाहिए।
कल सुबह राहुल गांधी जी उस समन के जवाब में अपने आप को प्रस्तुत करेंगे। जब भाजपा सरकार के खिलाफ कोई भी विपक्षी दल और खास तौर से कांग्रेस पार्टी का नेतृत्व अपनी आवाज को रखता है, जवाबदेही तय करता है, तब इस प्रकार का इन्फोर्समेंट डायरेक्टरेट, CBI, इनकम टैक्स और हर तरह की एजेंसी का दुरुपयोग कर आवाज को दबाने का काम किया जाता है।
The Gandhis have been accused of using party funds to extend a 50 lakh rupees loan to Young India to eventually acquire properties worth several thousand crores, owned by the National Herald newspaper, the Congress mouthpiece. With Supriya Bharadwaj and Kamaljeet Sandhu in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
Let's take this across to Supriya Bharadwaj. She's joining us live from outside Rahul Gandhi's residence. Supriya, good morning. A lot of drama that's expected to play out in some time from now. Already we're getting in reports of Congress leaders being detained, the Delhi police making it clear that there's no permission for this particular protest. All right, we've lost the connection with Supriya. We'll go across to her in just a bit to get you an update of what the situation is on the ground currently. At Rahul Gandhi's residence, we're being told that there are several leaders who've already gathered. Similarly, outside the Congress office too, there's in fact, several of these leaders have gathered and many of them have been detained as well. Supriya is back with us. Supriya, good morning. Take us through what the situation is on the ground.
Well, Akshita, as far as New Delhi district is concerned, is turned into a fortress. There have been the heavy police deployment even at the borders of Delhi, connecting that with Haryana and Uttar Pradesh. And I'm standing outside the residence of Mr. Rahul Gandhi, and these are the posters which the Congress party have put up. Also, there's heavy deployment of the force here also in this particular area where we are, the 12th Tughlaq Lane. This is the residence of Mr. Gandhi. And what we are hearing from the sources is that around 9 a.m. he will leave from here and he will head towards the ED ED office. On the other hand, the Congress party has led a show of strength in Delhi. They are also reporting that a lot of their leaders have been detained, their workers have been detained, the entire Congress office has been cordoned off. What is really interesting is that the Congress party leaders are maintaining that they want to stage a satyagrah march all the way to the ED office. But as far as the Delhi police is concerned, last night the sources are informing us that a notice was put outside the office of Congress's headquarters at 24 Akbar Road, where it was mentioned that nobody is allowed to protest and they will not be allowed to carry out a satyagraha or a protest march. Now, it's a full-blown war between the Delhi police and the Congress party. What we are hearing from our sources is that as far as the Congress is concerned, they will continue to protest. And here outside the residence of Rahul Gandhi, we would like to show to you the situation. This area has also been cordoned off. The Chief Minister of Rajasthan as well as Chhattisgarh have also reached Delhi. And what we are hearing from the sources is that as the Congress party has planned, they will be carrying out a satyagraha march. There's going to be a special press conference around 9 a.m. when Randeep Singh Surjewala will be addressing the media. On the other hand, what we are hearing is that Rahul Gandhi most likely will reach the ED office. He will leave from this very place around 9 a.m. That is the latest which is coming in from ground zero. Around 25 of the offices of ED will be witnessing similar scenes of protest across the country as Congress party has upped the ante, saying that it's nothing short of political witch hunt and a political vendetta against Rahul Gandhi, who has been raising the issues against the government time and again.
Okay, so Supriya is reporting for us from Rahul Gandhi's residence. We have the biggest team of reporters on the ground getting you updates from every important position right now in the national capital. Let's take this across to Kamaljeet Sandhu at the Congress headquarters. That's where the Delhi police is deployed in large numbers. They made it very clear that no march will be allowed at the Congress office. As we speak, Kamaljeet, more Congress leaders, we're being told, are being ushered away, are being detained.
Yes, we are on ground zero. We can just try and show you the buses being filled up at this point of time. We'll try and get you a sense of what's really happening. More deployment being done of paramilitary forces as well. Delhi police detain किया जा रहा है.
बस अब तो इनके बस में जो है वो कर सके. कुछ तो मजबूरियां होगी दिल्ली पुलिस को. अमित शाह की तरफ से दबाव होगा कि या तो इन्हें अरेस्ट करो, नहीं तो तुम्हारी नौकरी खा जाए. इनका कोई कसूर नहीं है.
तो सत्याग्रह होगा कि नहीं होगा? मार्च कर रहे हैं.
इनकी क्षमता हमें रोकने. गांधी महात्मा गांधी के विचारों को रोक सकते हैं. इनकी औकात है रोकने की. ये वो चोर है जो रफेल में दबा है. ये वो चोर है जो
So we'll try and show you more buses out here. These are all of them being detained. Now get you a sense about how they're being whisked away. Heavy deployment of Delhi police. Remember, permission has not been given for the Satyagraha march, where Congress leaders had said they would march along with Rahul Gandhi. It will be a show of strength, a show of solidarity of sorts, and that is where we're giving you visuals of scenes outside the Congress offices. All roads leading up to Congress office at this point of time have been blocked and barricaded. Instead, what we see is a heavy deployment. And let's see the bus now finally moving with all these Congress members who have been detained. And this is where action is happening right here at AICC. We were able to speak to Shama Mohammed. Now we'll just try and show you. Amongst all these sea of uniforms, we can spot just a couple of Congress supporters, but heavy deployment being done. There is massive barricading. We'll just try and get you a sense of what's really happening. And also senior officers actually being on ground. And that is where at this point of time, no permission has been given. We'll try and see if we can get somebody from Delhi police. Sir, permission नहीं दी गई है. कितने लोगों को detain किया गया?
मुझे काम करने दो ना please. I'm busy. बाद में बात करता हूँ आपसे. Please.
But sir, deployment जिस तरह से की गई है, वो बोल रहे हैं कि
इसको वहाँ पे जो ये staff ये गाड़ी.
So there you go. See, whatever is happening here is causing a massive traffic jam, and that is where the Aam Janata being inconvenienced. But for a day like this, you can try and see. We'll try and just show you. There are these posters like this. If Satya can really come along here, there are posters like this which has been kept here, which says 13th of June, the Satyagraha March. So we'll try and show you